It's true. It's true.
Lots of margaritas were had.
No, and I think it was Tom Jones, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So I can do a bit of karaoke, but it takes a little bit of lubrication. So this is a little bit different for the next 15, 20 minutes. It's Joolia and I have done this once before. So this is round two. And yeah, it's not just about us, it's about joining in and asking you questions as well, okay? So should we make a start?
Go. Let's go.
So Joolia, could you tell me about yourself, please, and your clinic?
So my name is Joolia Gilvey, and I am a nurse prescriber, and my background is in surgical nursing originally, and I've been in aesthetics for just over 11 years. I was kind of working on my own, sort of solo, for the first 10 years, and then last year I got a new clinic in Norwich, and my first device that I purchased was a NeoGen. So I've had the device for just over a year.
Just over a year.
Just over a year.
And how's it going?
It's going really well. So we did a count up this morning. So I was on the train. I said to my assistant, I said, well, how many have we done now? How many have we done now? So we're almost at 800 treatments, but predominantly I've done all of those myself. So that's a lot. I've been really busy this year. And the revenue for those treatments is about 250,000. So that's in 1 year.
So 250,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So, I think when we did this last time, I nearly fell off my chair, didn't I? So
yeah.
I was
I'm
kind of
surprised as well. I mean, I knew I would have been busy doing it because I'm doing them all day long, a lot of the time, you know. But I think the thing is, and I think what's really nice is for people who think that they might want to have one of these devices and be a bit scared about the cost, you know, for the first time. I think it's really important that you get something that's super safe. You know, I was very worried about all the energies, lasers, etc. So I just thought with the NeoGen, it just seemed the best thing for my patients, and it can do so many things. It's kind of all singing and all dancing, really. So, you know, I was really pleased that I made the plunge and got that device.
So you just answered the question without me actually asking, but that's brilliant in terms of why you bought NeoGen, a strong reasoning. Could you help us understand how come you've been so successful in, 800 treatments in 12 months, £250,000 revenue? What would you kind of contribute to your success?
I think I'm quite a good salesperson, having come from a sort of a sales environment. And I think a lot of people sort of who work predominantly in this country come from the NHS, so they're not used to selling or don't really know how to package the product, I think, really, in the treatment. So I think I was obviously quite good at that. People come back for 6 treatments with me, so they don't have one treatment. I think coming today, I definitely want to try higher energies, and I was really interested to see what Raj was going to do, because I thought, right, I need to turn the energy up. But a lot of my patients have lower energy, so they have less downtime, and then they come for multiple treatments. So I think that's been a beneficial thing for why I've done so many treatments, really.
So you're an awesome salesperson, yes. And do you perform all the treatments, or do you have other people?
Most of them I have done really in the last year. I have got 2 other nurses that work with me, but they're just 1 day a week, and I'm trying to offset, obviously, the treatments onto them now, but it's been quite slow, and I think a lot of people find this, obviously people tend to want me, so with a new business, you're trying to get your nurses busy as well, so obviously that's something that we're working on, and there is a laser therapist that's now coming in. She started in September, so obviously there's 3 people now who can all do NeoGens, so I'm trying to...
Put your feet up, yeah?
Yeah, put my feet up. Yeah.
Who's your typical customer?
So average age, sort of between, I would say, 45 and 65, really, for my patients that are having the NeoGens. Some younger patients are coming for, especially for around the eyes, yeah.
Do you mind me asking what you charge? Yeah,
so we charge 525 per session, and that's for a full face. If they only want their eyes or peri-oral area, then it would be 275, and then if they want their neck, it's 300. And we factor in skincare with that as well. So then obviously our skincare sales are raising because we've already packaged in the skincare. So they go home with the correct skincare to use straight afterwards.
Very nice pricing. I can see how you achieved your excellent numbers. I can't remember if you discount or don't discount. Which when you offer a package?
No, I don't discount. It's 525. I think that's a really good price anyway. We're in Norfolk, so it's not London based. So I just think that that's a really good price anyway for that kind of treatment.
And from a marketing perspective, could you kind of give us an idea how you're generating new leads or retaining your existing
Well, I've
customers?
got a really good social media company, Quirky Frog. Wave, shout. Oh, there she is. Hi. She's moved. So they've been really, really good. So they post for me 3 times a week on Instagram and Facebook. I've been in the Norfolk magazine, so I did quite a few features to start with just to get the brand out there. And then we went into Men's Health and Women's Health magazine as well this year. So we did spreads in there as well.
Yeah, I saw that one. And what kind of results are you achieving?
I think we've got some. Are they? Can we move the slide on?
The before and after.
Before and after.
Which way? You could put words to that.
I know. No? Have we got them, Justin? We haven't got any. Okay, try and find them. Well, basically, it's just, I think, like a reduction in pore sizes. Definitely pigment is reduced, skin tightening around the eyes especially, and the neck. Just a general glow and a radiance to the skin. And I think having the slightly lower energies, it just means people have got less downtime, so they can just carry on with their life, and they really seem to like that, especially with the women. You know, they've got a lot to do. You know, they don't want to have to be hiding away, looking like Deadpool, which is what you kind of look like when you've had the high energy treatment. Yeah.
So I've got a couple more questions, but in a minute we'll turn it over to you guys to ask some questions. So, is the number of men having treatments increasing over?
Yeah, we've got a lot of men coming into the clinic now. I think, especially for around the eyes, and we've made sure that we've put men on the website. You know, we have videos as well on the website as well of men having their treatments. So we've got male goals and male skin concerns. And we have a hyperbaric oxygen chamber in the clinic as well. I think because we get lots of sports injuries, I think that kind of feeds in as well a little bit.
So do you do a combination?
Yeah, well, yes, we've just started a clinical trial for you, haven't we? Yeah. So, yes, so we're going to do, we've got acne patients coming in, and we're giving them NeoGen treatments, and then they're going to go into the hyperbaric chamber afterwards, and we're going to see if they get a quicker improvement in their recovery.
Very interesting in terms of seeing that materialize. So, amongst the audience today, we have quite a few people who are thinking about purchasing a NeoGen. A couple in the front, I recall, yes.
Hands up who hasn't got a NeoGen. Okay. What are you thinking now? Yeah.
What would you say in terms of your experience? Maybe about the technology.
It's super. Obviously, we know all about the technology, and we've learned all about that today. But I think as a company, I've always been really well supported. You know, even in terms of the consumables. So just simple things like just getting the nozzles. I'm on a nozzle contract, so you get a discounted rate if you have, if you guarantee that you're going to have a certain amount of nozzles a year. Obviously, we need to replace those. You see the nozzles. So I just think I've had really good support from the company. Actually, you came back and did additional training with us as well. So we had our first sort of primary training when they gave us the machine. And then Tyrone came out later and did some more training, which was really useful because it's always when you start using machines that you then get the questions, isn't it? So I just found that was really useful.
Thank you for that feedback. Can we give a bit of a shout out to the UK team, please, because they've done an excellent job. Susie, I can see you over there. Yeah. Yeah. Hayley, where's Hayley? Hayley must be out the front. Adam, he's the man. Yeah. So Adam helps basically if you need nozzles, if you need support, he's the guy to go to. We have a plethora of engineers here today. There's one of them, Will. Do you want to say hello? Thank you for your support. Yep. Literally, he's ready to go. He's like a an action man. So if there's any issues, he's there.
Yeah, and actually I will say, I did have an issue with the machine once. I had a problem where it just wouldn't turn on in the morning. Absolutely no reason why that would happen. Obviously, no disclaimer here, but I called them because I was like, oh my God, I've got like 5 NeoGens today. What am I going to do? And literally, you were there the next morning with a replacement machine for me, and gave me some nozzles to sort of apologise. So I was able to discount the patients because I had to obviously move them that day. So that's the kind of support that you really need, isn't it? You know, to know that you've got someone that's going to come there the next day, and you had to drive. You left off really early, didn't you? It was a bank holiday, I think. And so actually things like that are really important to practitioners, because things do go wrong with machines, and I don't want to start worrying about changing plugs and fuses and things and trying to work out what's going on with that machine. So just to know that you can get that sort of help the next day, and also because it's like a UK brand, it's quite important for us in the UK to support our own brands as well, I think.
And then we've also got the marketing guys, so Justin over there. We've got Jen Pascoe. We've got Tyrone here as well. So there's plug in the UK for the guys who are on the fence right now. Is an amazing technology with huge support behind. And as Roger said a number of times, and Kate, we are a community that will support you. Okay, so just want to get that across.
So
I
was just going to talk about this. Right. So this is just one of my male patients that came in, and he's only 46, so he's quite young really. And his teenage son was sort of saying, "Oh, Dad, you look really tired. He works night shifts, which is obviously, I think, a contributing factor. But yeah, he had 4 treatments. The first treatment, actually, I did go slightly lower. I was 0.8. He tolerated it really well, so then I just upped the energy a little bit, and that's the result he got after 4 treatments. So he's really pleased. He's going to continue to have some more treatments. So, yeah, I think that's good. And then this is another patient of mine. She's in her mid-50s, a complete sun worshipper. She's also a smoker, so we always have these kind of things going against us. But I think you can see she's got a really nice improvement in the quality of her skin, a little bit of a lift around the jawline, although I'm going to be doing some of Angela's vectoring. Definitely tomorrow, I think. And yeah, so you can see she's got like a sheen to her skin, and also the pigment is reduced, working on the fine lines. And then what I'm going to be doing with her, because she'll be carrying on having 6 treatments, is just working a little bit more on the eyelids for her to get some more lift there.
Okay, so thank you very much for answering my questions. Just how are we doing for time? We're on schedule. Well done, everybody. So does anybody have any questions?
Time for a song, Simon.
When I was just... No, I'm joking. Does anybody have any questions? Yep. Joolia?
Yeah. Well, I've just been doing them monthly as a general rule, and what I do when the patients come in for their consultations, I tend to have the photographs that the company have provided of Shirley Ballas, because we've got some really nice pictures of Shirley, and I'll sort of point, because actually what she had done was she had 6 treatments over the course of 6 months, so it's quite nice because you can sit your patients down and you can say, okay, so let's have a look at the year going forward. Try not to do this too quickly. If you need a month off because you're going on holiday, or perhaps it's Christmas and you've got an expensive month, you can then have a few months off. But actually, if you take it as like more of a long journey, a long-term plan, then they know they're going to get their results in a year's time. So I don't kind of over-promise either. I just kind of say, look, if you look at Shirley's pictures and the stages, you see things sort of changing slowly. But 4 weeks just seems to work well with people. I think you've got to think about them being paid as well. Perhaps they want to do it monthly. So, and they've always really well healed in between. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, so to start with, I just wanted to get a really good product that they could use alongside their treatments, because I started with lots of different growth factor products. I had sort of 3 that I was using, and I found that there was one that was a really nice small size and it would keep them going for about 5 days. But then after 5 days, they're a bit like, well, what should I put on my skin? So they're going back to, their old skincare. Perhaps they weren't using anything that was, supplied by myself. So they might have been picking up something they just got from Boots. So using the All Skin Med 28-day collagen activation plan allows them to use little ampules of growth factors. They're sterile ampules, so they can put them on their skin themselves. They feel really lovely, and then they get a replenishing cream. So it's a lot of product that they get actually alongside, and I've factored that into the price, so I know that they're going to be really looked after afterwards, and they're not going to sort of revert back to sort of old habits. Yeah, yeah. So just add it into your price when you're sort of factoring that in, because obviously you've got your clinic overheads and things to think about as well, and then obviously the staffing costs as well. Yeah. Mm. Oh, I'd have to look. I'd have to look at the costings, but I can definitely get back to you with that. Yeah. How many shots are you allowing for that? Because I remember when I did my costings, I actually allowed for 2,000 shots for a full face and 1,000 shots for the neck. So that's a nozzle, and we charge £800 for face and neck. Yeah. 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 Okay. So there you go.
Yep. Yeah, we have no plans to discontinue the bulbs.
So we just purchased an IPL last week, so I'll bear that in mind. But I didn't have one at that point. But really, she was one of my first patients, so I didn't really know what I was doing at the time in terms of energies, and it was my first device. So you don't know really know how it's going to be, do you, until you start to get the photographs back many months later.
No. But I do know that IPL does combine well with NeoGen. Sean Charles, for people who have a lot of sun damage, Sean Charles Med Spa in Boston, they will use the IPL to break up the pigmentation, and then they will treat with NeoGen to resurface. So it's a good combo. So you're already seeing the opportunity there.
We had a lot of good results treating central veins on the face and then neogening over.
With IPL.
With an IPL.
Awesome.
Thank you.
How often is maintenance recommended?
Well, they're coming back sort of every we said 6 to 9 months, but still a lot of my patients, obviously because I've only had it for a year, are still sort of going through that 6 treatment sort of protocol. Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask about the device then. It's an annual service, and I think you'll find that our pricing for servicing is very low compared to what's out there for lasers. So, yes. Oh, that Sean Charles are using. Are you asking about what Sean Charles are using? So, what's your name, sorry? Anna's using an Energis product called a VPL. I referenced Sean Charles using a BBL. And what have you bought?
I've bought a Silk Plus.
A what?
Silk Plus, it's called.
Okay. Yeah. And I imagine there's others as well. So it's not like a secret formula. I think it's working generally.
Goes to show, and we do combine it with 3 or 4, sometimes 5 different technologies in the same session. IPL, NeoGen, all the resurfacing devices, pico lasers, Q switch, you name it, no problem. It goes well with a lot of stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you. So in the UK, we have all three devices. We have the SPA, the EVO, and the PSR. The EVO and the PSR are medical devices, and Energis will sell those medical devices to registered nurses or doctors, or under the supervision of. Okay, so that's our kind of internal policy, because that's high power. We want that in the hands of people who can manage the aftercare. Raj can answer that one, yeah?
Sorry. So I think it just depends on how you position yourself. Yeah, so within the same clinic, if they want me to do it, there's a certain price. If they want not necessarily a nurse, but my practitioners, my laser practitioners to do it, there's a certain price. So it just means that, but the way that I do it, and I don't think this is for everybody, I'm not trying to brag or anything, I put my price up as much as I can, so that I've got other people doing the work for me, and if they want me to do it, that's fine, but then they've got to pay the amount. So you know, it's the same as if you went for a haircut, or if you went for, every industry does the same thing. So if you want the person who's in charge, that's fine, but you got to pay the premium. Yeah, so we've got laser practitioners who are non-medical, and they can do up to a certain level. And if they want the deeper treatments, it's me. Or if they just want me to do even a low energy treatment, it's still a much higher price. And
from a safety perspective, the doctor can delegate it, and there's two ways of delegating. There's a code, a passcode on the system, where you can give them a login, which only allows them to a certain level of energy. Or you just give them, 25 millimeter nozzles. So, there's ways of helping build up confidence and performance.
Joolia, can I just say that I'm like super, super proud of what you're talking about. Like, it's really,
thank you.
It's moving, and your photo, that first case, the guy was absolutely outstanding. So you should be really, really proud of yourself.
Thanks, Raj.
Yeah.
So, unless there's any other questions, that's probably a very good. Oh, there we go.
When it comes to hyperpigmentation, obviously excluding the last one, is there sort of a maximum energy that you would use to try and break it off or try and resurface it, or is there a turning point where it can make it worse then?
Ooh, that's a question. I think because it's been my first year and my first energy-based device, I've just kept everything a bit on the low side so that I can see how the skin reacts with all the different patient groups, all the different age and all the Fitzpatrick types. But I mean, to be honest, I just wouldn't probably put it up much higher for this patient, because she uses, she goes on sunbeds, she's in the sun a lot, so there's a lot of external factors for her. I'm just low and slow and keep it safe, but I want to definitely experiment in the next year with sort of higher energies as well. So I think All Skin Med, I know I keep going on about it, but they do a pigment control plan where they have some oral tablets as well, so they have more systemic control with the pigment. So I'll be sort of doing that a little bit more this year, so I'll probably be able to report back on that next year when I've done some more sort of clinical studies really with different types of products.
So additional to what Julia's saying, Raj is going to cover that in a lot of depth in his presentation. So I think you're going to get a good answer there, as well as Julia's answers, which is excellent. Okay, any final questions? Gone. Okay, could I please ask us to give Joolia one more round of applause for coming on and sharing her success? Thank you.
No worries.